Hi Libra, welcome to my channel, The Fool's Journey Tarot. This is a general love reading for the sign of Libra for this upcoming week in March. Today is March 23rd, 2020. Because this is a general love reading, it can pertain to just about anything. Relationships, situations, or circumstances surrounding family, home, work, school, social circles, just about anything. Don't be concerned about the gender of the cards. You might feel like I'm reading for you, but you could also potentially feel like you're cross-watching for somebody that you're dealing with. You may be represented by any of the characters that shows up in the reading. So be flexible with the energy. My intention is always to reach people who need the message and who will benefit the most from the message. So take what resonates, leave behind what doesn't. Some of it may resonate, maybe not all. So we're going to get started, Libra, after a couple of shuffles. If you are interested in any more information regarding my readings and my videos, check the description box below. Okay, Libra, so let's get started. I want to give this deck a cut, and we'll get going. Here we go. We're going to start off with the Ace of Cups, paired with the Knight of Swords in reverse. The Knight of Pentacles, the Emperor, the World, the Devil, Death, and the Two of Cups in reverse. Okay, so it looks like, Libra, there might be an ending or a closing out of a cycle. Possibly closing out a relationship that has maybe not been going so well for you, Libra. There may have been some disruption, some conflict. It could have been a toxic relationship, but it feels like there's slow movement toward gaining some control and getting out of this negative cycle, this negative energy surrounding a relationship. It's possible that you have ended something recently. It's also possible that there's been something within a relationship that wasn't going so well that you've finally come to terms with and brought a close to. It could be in the form of reconciliation, but it feels more like it could be some kind of ending to a relationship or disconnect, separation, or just movement away from something that wasn't very positive for you. Let's get some more cards out here for you, Libra. We have the Five of Wands, the King of Swords in reverse, Five of Swords in reverse, Eight of Cups, Five of Pentacles in reverse, Six of Swords in reverse, Eight of Pentacles in reverse. And the Three of Wands. So we have a King of Swords in reverse on the table. Clarifying a Knight of Swords in reverse. This can be you or this can be somebody you're dealing with. I'm going to guess that it's somebody that you're dealing with. This person feels very volatile to me. This person feels very cutting, possibly abusive, especially with his words. The King of Swords in reverse can be somebody who is a figure of authority. But when he's in reverse, he can be very cruel and possibly abusive, takes advantage of his position, can be an intelligent person, but just because he's intelligent doesn't mean that he is using his ability to think and communicate in a good manner. This person feels very harsh, again, possibly mean, possibly abusive. I think, Libra, it feels to me like there's an attempt to move away from this individual. I feel like there is hope that you might gain control to walk away from this relationship or this connection with this King of Swords. Leaving some conflict behind, possibly. Leaving the battle in the past. Slow movement towards some kind of progress by getting out of a situation. But there's also the sense that there could be, that you could be stuck or feeling stuck. Six of Swords in reverse can indicate not being able to get away or having to return or feeling stuck or unable to release some toxic energy. I do believe this devil energy also represents this King of Swords in reverse. I feel like there might be an attempt to close out or end a relationship. But it may not have worked at first, or maybe you're still working on it. But there's a sense that things haven't been working. Maybe you've been trying to resolve some issues with this King of Swords, but things haven't been working out. And I think right now what it feels like to me, Libra, is that it might be time to walk away from this relationship altogether, disconnect, separate. And that might be what the energy is indicating, is that there may have been an attempt or effort to work on things, to try to make things work within this relationship, with this connection, but I don't feel like it has. At this point in time with this Emperor out here and this Eight of Cups, it feels like maybe all options have been exhausted, and at this point in time, the best bet is to close out this relationship. I feel a lack of compromise coming from this King of Swords. He feels very, very harsh and negative to me. This person could be someone who is insistent on having things their way. Lack of compromise. There may have been an effort to make things work because there is a connection. With this Ace of Cups out here. but I'm just getting from this first two sets of cards that this is someone who's unwilling to compromise, and because of their position, because of their inability to see another point of view or to see things from another perspective, that the best bet right now is to get out and get away. But I don't feel like that's happened yet. Let's see what else we get. So we have a Queen of Cups in reverse, Five of Wands, this time in reverse, the Lovers in reverse, Seven of Wands, Death again, the World again, the High Priestess, and the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so I'm almost getting a sense of urgency, Libra. I feel like you could be represented by this Queen of Cups in reverse. And I don't often get this, but I am, and she's in the underlying energy with this King of Swords. I feel like there's been an attempt by you to try to work things out within this relationship. I don't know who this King of Swords is to you, but this person is not feeling very good to me. This person is feeling abusive, potentially dangerous. I'm just throwing that out there. I mean, this could be less extreme, but the cards are indicating, I've got Death, the World twice, Devil, Death over here, Eight of Cups. I had Lovers in reverse, Two of Cups in reverse. Cards indicating that the time has come for an end, for the cycle to close, and I feel like this Queen of Cups has made a significant effort to try to make things work. I feel like this person potentially could be a victim. And I don't often get that off the Queen of Cups, but I feel like this person feels like she could be being victimized. By this individual. Now, and when I say victimized, if you're in an abusive relationship, it could be abusive in the sense of mental and verbal abuse, a lot of fighting, a lot of conflict, and with the King of Swords in reverse, that's typically what that would be about. Somebody who's verbally abusive, mentally abusive, causing some mental anguish, some internal struggles because of his words, not necessarily physical. But this person feels like he could potentially be scary to me with these cards, especially with this Knight of Swords in reverse. I get the sense that this person can cause fear because of, he just feels aggressive to me. That energy coming from those cards feels like a very aggressive individual. But these cards are indicating that there's some kind of movement, some kind of slow, steady movement toward the idea of leaving this conflict behind, leaving this relationship behind, because I don't know that there is compromise afoot. I don't know if this is healthy. If you stay, if you get stuck in the situation with this individual, you're stuck with this. A new cycle of toxic energy, somebody who is just not in their right state of mind, if I'm being honest, Libra. And that getting out, ending this cycle, ending the relationship, closing it out might be your best bet. That's where you're going to see the light at the end of the tunnel. That's where you're going to feel some relief. I think that you know this, Libra. I think that you know intuitively that the no matter what you try at this point in time, it's probably not going to work. There's a sense that you kind of have an understanding already that even if you make another effort, it won't work, that the real answer is to walk away from this relationship. Because I think you've put the time and effort. I think you've put the time and effort into it, the energy. I think you've put that into this relationship. And what have you gotten in return? What has been the result? Well, Two of Cups in reverse. It's not a positive card in the reverse. You know, there's this set of cards over here with the Emperor and the Seven of Wands and the Eight of Cups. The Emperor indicating taking control, making decisive decisions, having the power to defend yourself, stand your ground. And how are you going to do that? By walking away, by getting out. By putting your foot down and saying, I'm not putting up with this crap anymore. Libra, honestly, if you're in this situation, I would get out. And I don't like to do readings and try to make decisions for people, but based on what I'm seeing in the cards, there is no other choice. If you're in this situation, I feel for you, because I feel like it's not healthy. Let's just put it that way. Let's get some more cards out here for you, Libra. We have the Four of Wands. Eight of Swords in reverse. The Hierophant in reverse. Ten of Swords. Queen of Swords. There's the Emperor again. Five of Cups. And the Three of Wands again in reverse, or Three of Wands in reverse, clarifying the Three of Wands in the upright position. So I think the Queen of Swords in the upright is indicating your energy, Libra. And to me, the Queen of Swords is somebody who's a very clear thinker, somebody who has her head on straight. She knows what she's thinking. She knows what she's talking about. She doesn't deal with the bullshit. She doesn't deal with crap. She can see deceit from a mile away. She makes head over heart decisions. This isn't about emotions for the Queen of Swords. This is about being pragmatic. This is about being logical. And I feel like this Queen of Swords may be speaking the truth right now. Maybe setting the stage to make some decisions, to bring a close to the situation. The Emperor out here again. I think that the Ten of Swords Clarifying the Eight of Cups can indicate that this is time to walk away and put an end to this, bring an end to this, allow the ending to occur. Hierophant in reverse can indicate divorce, broken contracts. If this is a marriage, if this is that type of situation where you have a legally binding situation with this individual, it might be time to walk away from this conflict, leave it behind, and bring an end to this once and for all. I think that there may have been an effort to work on things, to try to resolve things within the relationship, because this is probably something that a relationship of longevity, maybe you've built a home together, a family. This might have been something that you spent a lot of time on, an individual that you've spent a lot of time with and built something with. But the Eight of Swords in reverse, indicating it might be time to free yourself of this person. I mean, the cards couldn't be clearer for me, Libra. And I think you're standing strong. I think that you have what it takes right now to make some decisions for yourself that will be the right decisions for you. The Emperor, I do believe, is your energy. Even though it's a masculine energy, if you're a female, again, masculine or feminine doesn't matter. But I believe the Emperor, the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Cups is your energy. The Queen of Cups in reverse, again, feels like she could be someone who's just dealt with a lot of emotional crap, somebody who could actually feel victimized. But the Queen of Swords is somebody who's a very strong individual, somebody who's been through a lot of crap, and somebody who's done with dealing crap, somebody who's not putting up with crap anymore. And the Emperor is somebody who takes charge, somebody who, you know, is standing strong and defending himself and defending what he believes in. And I do feel like that's your energy, Libra. Let's get this last round of cards out. You have a Ten of Cups in reverse. Two of Swords. There's that lack of compromise. Sitting right on top of this King of Swords, Knight of Swords. Page of Wands. Ace of Wands in reverse. Ten of Wands in reverse. Empress in reverse. Three of Cups in reverse. And there's the Lovers again, this time in the upright position. Okay, there's a certain, with this page popping up, to me, it feels like there could be other people involved, possibly children. You could be making a decision to bring an end to one relationship that's toxic or not good for you for the sake of not only yourself, but for others, possibly children, like I said. So there could be this need or desire to move forward with some decisive decisions regarding bringing an end to or closure to some really abusive or bad situations or toxic situations, not just for your sake, but for others. Ten of Wands in reverse can indicate relieving burdens, letting go of something. Again, I feel like you walking away or you deciding to take charge of the situation and relieve yourself of something or a relationship or someone that isn't healthy for you is the right decision. And we have the Empress and Emperor. Clarifying this devil energy in the world. To me, this indicates somebody who's taking charge of feeling stuck. And you're not stuck. You're never stuck. You can always make decisions for yourself. Sometimes it requires other people to help you out. But the Empress in reverse can indicate someone who needs nurturing, someone who needs self-care, someone who needs to stop looking after others and start looking after themselves. And I believe that's what these cards are indicating, that it is time, Libra, for maybe you to pay attention to what you need instead of what somebody else may want you to put your energy into, which would be them, or a relationship or connection with this person who is not budging, is not changing their mind, is not changing who they are, is not compromising, and could be, I mean, there is nothing indicating growth for this person in these cards. This person is not making an effort. And I think it's been a very exhausting and sad and emotionally hard situation for you to get through, Libra. If this reading is for you, this feels like a very specific reading. It feels like it may only be for a few people, because this I feel like I'm getting a specific story. I feel like there's been an effort to make things work for the sake of not just you, but for others. But there's just grief and heartache all over the table here, indicating that this, whatever's been put forth, whatever effort's been put forth, has been all for naught, because it is time to bring this to an end, bring this to a close. And ultimately, Libra, if this is your heartbreaking story, I'm reluctant to post this, but I'm going to. When I get these kind of readings, it's hard for me to see the value in posting it, because I'm not giving you a whole lot of good news. Except to say that I can feel a certain amount of determination with these emperors out here, and a certain amount of decisiveness with decision making. Like, Libra, you might be at the end of your rope. You have tried everything under the sun, and this has gone nowhere, and it possibly has gotten worse as time has passed. I think you've been trying to do the right thing, not just for yourself, but for others. People surrounding you. If this is not a marriage situation, I mean, it could be anything. It feels family related to me. It feels like it could potentially be a partner or spouse. So the good news is it does feel like there's some strong energy indicating that there is movement towards making a decision to get yourself out of the situation, because this feels really bad to me. So again, it's hard for me to post these kind of things, but I'm going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and post it. And I hope, if you are resonating with this, that this reading is helping you in some way. I'm not sure how it would, but if it is, and if it's resonating and you feel like it's helped you in some way, and you feel like leaving a comment or sharing your story, I would love to hear what you have to say. And I'm hopeful that you are going to be okay, Libra. Okay, let's get one card for Libra. Maybe next steps forward, some advice, words of encouragement, something that Libra can walk away with and help them. With the Lovers out here twice, once in the upright, once in reverse, and then the Two of Cups, this does feel like it's been a significant relationship to you, Libra, and a relationship of longevity. I'm going to take these two. They flopped out. The Child and emotions and intellect in reverse. I'm going to read both of these cards. Now, I'm going to read this one in the I'm going to read the meaning for the upright meaning for this one, because in reverse it just means that there's imbalance with emotions and intellect. And then the child, I think that this is going to indicate a new start. This is going to feel positive to you. And then this is going to make sense in the current present situation. So I'm going to read emotion and intellect first. It's the 11 of water. And the 11 of water, these would be the page cards, and they are different in this deck than the traditional Rider-Waite. It's about a page and a half. Okay, so here we go, Libra. The 11 of water is a balancing and realignment card that addresses any emotional disharmony that may be influencing your choices and environment. It also represents the need for us to see the whole and how an imbalance can affect it. Love and fear. How many times have you heard someone say that a choice or action was made from a place of fear, or was born of a person's insecurities and doubts, or was born of love? When we are attacked by others, we may react and retaliate because we are angry and afraid, but we may also act because we have love for ourselves and wish to address an injustice and prevent further injustice. We may choose not to take a risk or make changes in our lives because we are afraid of an unknown future. But we may also choose not to take a risk that may alter our lives because we love the life we already have. We may be plagued with doubts, but we can also be blinded by love. What motivates our actions the most? Fear or love? The truth is that most of our actions are motivated by both in equal measure. Fear and love, like creation and destruction, cannot exist without one another. They can even appear to be the same force, depending on one's perspective. What motivates you to walk away from a friendship or a relationship that is causing you hurt or dis-ease? One person might say that you have walked away because you are afraid of being hurt further. Another might say that you walked away because you respect and love yourself and know that you deserve better. Who is right? In most situations, both are right. You are afraid of being hurt again, and you do believe you deserve better. You may also be motivated to stay in that relationship because you are afraid to leave, or because you are so in love that you are willing to forgive the one who hurt you and give them a second chance. The 11 of water signifies a need to see that you are often motivated by both forces at the same time. Love and fear are two halves of the same whole, and each flows into the other. However, an unhealthy imbalance can occur when fear becomes the dominant force and prevents you from breaking free of painful situations or relationships, thereby preventing you from leading a happy and productive life. I don't know which card could have been better, but this one is resonating very clearly for this reading. It's pretty amazing to me. The 11 of water also addresses the subject of suppression and expression. Suppressed emotions can lead to illness. Emotional stress can manifest in the form of depression, anxiety, high blood pressure, inflammation in the body, and in turn, dis-ease. There can be real and life-threatening consequences to suppressing fear, anger, sorrow, and other weightier emotions. The 11 of water does not suggest that life is meant to be lived on an even keel. Life will always offer up moments that will have us shouting for joy, or conversely, suffering in silence. But if you express instead of suppress, you will move through life with more ease, as opposed to living a life of dis-ease and suffering. It is better to be proactive and mindful when it comes to your emotions. Never ignore them. Now, this came up in the reverse, Libra, and so it just indicates a potential blockage. And for all of these 11 cards, the potential blockage is the 11 of water reversed, has a very simple and direct meaning. It appears in your reading today. If it appears in your reading today, it, like its upright meaning, symbolizes a potential imbalance and needs to be addressed. So, that card clearly indicates there's some emotional imbalance here that needs to be addressed. Let's read the child card, and then I'm going to close out this reading for you, Libra. The child's meaning is very short, just a very short paragraph. It's a beautiful card, by the way. The child stands confident, taking innocent joy and delight in her connection with the world in which she dwells. She is untouched by fear and full of hope and trust. Despite any hardship, struggle, and harm she has faced, she continues to see beauty through eyes bright with wonder. She sees the good in all, She is both magic and magical, an innocent soul who believes in happily ever after. There you go. Happily ever after. After you balance the situation out, then you get your happily ever after. So Libra, I'm going to leave this here. I hope that this reading gave you some clarity, gave you something to work with, gave you some hope. This is a difficult situation, I can tell. So I wish all the best for you. Again, if it did resonate, please like, share, subscribe, share your story if you feel like it. I know it's personal and I know it might be hard to do, but it might help others. So thank you again for joining me, and I hope I see you again soon. Take care, Libra. Bye.